Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Madman Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Another sea shanty sing-along underway down at Morrison's Irish Pub. They got a show down at the conservatory tonight. Synthetic Sun, Coyote Lo-Fi, Janitrix, and Oakwood Grove. That's a $10 show starting at 7:30 down at the conservatory. We got the open mic at the Raging Cajun at 9. Array underway down at Fast Eddie's and Alton until 10. Grand Pagano underway up at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville until 9 o'clock. 10-String Dream underway at Big Daddy's until 9 o'clock in Edwardsville. And the Skylark Brothers start at 6:30, go to 9:30 at Peel Woodfire Pizza in Edwardsville. Matt Heaton underway at Cabin at Judy Creek until 9. And Christmas at the Mill featuring Dave Toretta and Mike Newman tonight from Broken Hipsters. That started at 6 o'clock down there at the Mill in Granite City. Katie Hatch started at 5:30. She'll go to 8:30 at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey. And that's what's happening on a Thursday night. And that other voice you keep hearing trying to interrupt, that's Pigman. He is a star of the show.
Hey, the star of the show has a question. Man, Toretta. We've never had him on, have we?
Oh, yes, we have.
Did we? Okay. I mean, as soon as you said his name, the first thing I thought is, God, we got to get him on if we haven't had him on.
Steve
That guy's
Scorfina.
a legend. Yeah, oh, yeah.
And with him?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Cool. That's he's playing that Christmas at the Mill. Those are free shows, by the way.
Yep.
To everyone out there. So every, what is it, Thursday from here to Christmas. We, tonight, have returning Toxic Johnny. Jimmy G and Toxic Johnny. Jimmy G, what's going on, buddy? Good to have you back. Go and lean into that mic a little bit there.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy. How you been, man?
Good to see you. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Along with Mr. Jimmy G, just to my right, we got Dave. Or not Brad. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong spot. I said just to my right. I go to the left. Hey, what's going on, Brad? How you living? Well, you know, we're going to get into we're going to dive deep into that later. And also Justin, the bass player.
What's up, man?
You're going to have to lean way in there.
All right.
You got to get it. See it.
Yeah, good to be back, man.
I act like it means something to you, man. You pretend like you've never been in a stag flick, bro. Come on, man.
It's a bass saying got to pretend to be shy. Yeah.
Bass players are not shy. Look, here's the thing, man. Bass players take a lot of crap because it's so fun to give bass players crap. But the truth is, every butt out there is shaking to the bass guitar. That is where it's at.
Oh, it's true.
So
It's very, very true.
I'm just trying to get you to look at me more and like. I'm just trying to get your attention, buddy. Last but not least, Mr. Dave, the vocalist. How's it going, Dave?
Oh, good.
Good
it's
to see
going
you.
great. How uncomfortable you want to get?
How kind of like the back of a Volkswagen Beetle uncomfortable. That's a tight spot is all I'm saying.
Well, I'll take you Carmen Gia.
Dude, Carmen Gia. Whew. My brother, when he was 16, had a convertible Carmen Gia, and it was a piece of junk. The floorboard would fall out when you were going, but it was still the coolest car I'd ever seen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, all together, you lads make up Toxic Johnny.
Yep.
Not one person in the band named Johnny. Not a Johnny amongst you.
Not at all.
But all totally toxic. So there you go.
That's what we say.
I caught you guys a while back. It's been a month or so back at the out there at Grafton, the Oyster Bar, Grafton Oyster Bar.
Yep.
And a couple of things. First of all, if you haven't been to Grafton Oyster Bar, a little late in the season now, but get it next year because that's some good Cajun food. They actually, I'm a fan of Cajun food. I go to New Orleans quite often. I love their food, and they do it pretty good there. But up on that deck with the music overlooking the river, that's just a beautiful place. You guys play there pretty regularly?
Yeah. We played once a month this year.
Once a month?
Yeah.
And now that's the same people that own the Broadway Oyster Bar over in St. Louis.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think it's the same folks. So they very much into supporting the music scene there. You guys got a show coming up. You guys are always playing. We say the name Toxic Johnny a lot around here
Cool.
on this show.
Yep.
As we read through the list that Dennis compiles every week of gigs. But you have a particular show. We'll talk about all your shows, but let's jump straight onto this Pops one and hit it first. So tell me, what is going on with the Pops show?
Well,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay,
You tell
it's
us.
going to be Friday, December 27th. It's a free show. We do have tickets, and we also have special guests at Down Bads, which
Oh, yeah.
which you had the Down Bads, good guys. I think it's going to be a really good show. I really do. And we've been I guess we got tickets probably midsummer on this show. So everywhere we've been going, we've been handing out tickets all over. Hey, you want to come to our show? So we're looking forward to it. We really are. And this is our first true headlining show. So we're gonna be able to call the shots. All of that. So I am looking forward to it. I love playing that place.
It's
man.
gonna be out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love playing that place.
Like a 2-hour set and just
Yep.
plus Down Bads. They've been just really kicking ass. Like playing at Busch Stadium with the Battle of the Bands and everything, and it's just so proud of those guys.
Derriere is the word we use here.
Yeah.
Kicking very much derriere.
There you are.
Duly noted.
That's French. Anyway, so you guys playing at Pops? That is Friday, December 27th, man.
Yep.
2 days after Christmas, and that beautiful week where so many people are doing very little.
Yep.
Other than kind of enjoying life. The hassle of Christmas is over. New Year's right around the corner. Nobody wants to go to work. Anyone who is going to work is just mailing it in.
That's true.
And so
Yep.
it is, just like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Always been a big party day. I always think the weekend, when there's a weekend that falls between Christmas and New Year's, big party time.
Yep.
Because everybody's got that Christmas money burning a hole in their pocket. Grandma gave me $100.
Go drink.
There you go. So I brought it up a minute ago, and now I'm thinking, as I look at the Toxic Johnny poster that they have here, I brought it up after I introduced you. Not a Johnny amongst you. Not a there's a Jimmy, a Justin, not a Johnny. How do you come across this name?
Well, I know
And
I had
you
started
pointed,
it.
Hold on, you pointed to Dave. And,
Well,
and,
it
and
was-
as you point
well-
to him, I go Toxic Dave.
Yeah, but it was kind of funny because I had been working with my kid band, and they were doing that song "Toxic" from Britney Spears, and I thought, man, Toxic, that's a cool place to start, And then I was like, Toxic Fun, I threw a few, and I would call him up and say, hey, and this is when we knew we were going to get serious with the thing too, because I said, oh, this was an open mic thing, and we're going to put a name on it. Ooh, all right, now we're going to do something with this. And so then I started throwing out that, and then he, I guess, came back you had a couple names too, didn't you? And then he said Toxic Johnny, and I stopped right in my tracks, and I said, I like it. It rings. I don't know how many times we're out at a show, and somebody says, we love the logo, we love the name, and you guys, it just sticks. And I have to say, I like this. My favorite band name I've ever had is this one, by far.
So you bring up the logo, which your hat is donning. What
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
is
that's the logo. Right.
However, you have a new character here.
This was from Pops. They did the whole poster.
Oh, okay.
They designed it. We were like, yeah, that's really cool. So
Yeah, Doug Range came up with that.
What's that?
Yeah, Doug Range came
Okay.
up with that. He's the promoter and sound guy and all that. So
Okay. As I looked at this poster, knowing what your logo has been since the inception of the band, as far as I know, when I saw this drawing, I thought, oh, there's a new logo, and it's if it was to be a new logo, it's quite a different thing than what you had going on.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool. Kind of gives a different image to sort of go just with this show.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
There you go. So you guys are just batting names. Sort of spawned from Britney Spears, though. Is when I.
Well, it did for me. Now I don't know.
I just wanted a name.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think there was Toxic Funhouse and Toxic Carnival or something. I just wanted a name.
Yeah.
You know.
We was
And Johnny
called
rang.
me up whenever I was working in Greenville at that time about the names.
Yeah. Because, like I said, once we were like, oh, we're going to get serious. You know, I mean, it was kind of funny that all of a sudden we're going to put in a name to this thing. And I said, oh, now something's going to happen. I always say this to people all the time. I'm always like, I played a lot of bands, and I'm in all of that, but I've never played in a band like this. Straight up, never played where, get along, work together well, and then when you get up on stage, you just tear it up.
Have fun. You have a good
But
time.
you
doing
have a
it.
good time, but then ultimately you tear it up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you play, and you might have like the first set, nobody, you're going, oh my God, nobody's getting into it, and then you just go like, yeah, but we're going to be turning it on. There's going to be, there's going to be ultimately that switch that comes on, and it always happens. The switch comes on, the party begins, and then we're in business.
The audience gets toxified.
That's a good word.
I
like
I'm
that.
trying to help you, man.
I like it. Toxified.
And
Write it
they
down.
do, especially by the third set.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So, any of you guys remember the Club 367? Any of you guys play over there? Club 367. It was called Animal House before that.
I played Animal House.
So it the top of the towers, the big round building
Right
over
there on Chambers.
Yeah. So after it was Animal House, it became Club 367. And they had Pantera play there. They had some great shows at that place. But they had I think of you that place when I think of you guys because they had a drink called the Toxic Brew. And it was you'd order a pitcher of Toxic Brew, and it was just liquor upon liquor upon liquor. But then they would take a green glow stick and break it open and throw it in there so it glowed green as you in this. They call it Toxic Brew, and it's you get really drunk off of it. It sounds cool, and it kind of is, but it was. I don't know if it was just that my band was really bad. I like to think of it more as like a tradition that they did to every band. People start throwing the glow sticks at you while you're on stage, and depending on your state of mind, for me, it usually looked like 3 or 4 of them coming at me, with trails behind each one. And, I don't know which one to dodge. Like you dodge the wrong one, you still get hit. But no, the Toxic Brew. I think of that every time I read your guy's name, Toxic Johnny. And I always think I'm asking you about that because I was like, I wonder if they took their name from the Toxic Brew, because you seem like someone who probably played Club 367. But
I played, like I said, I played the Animal House, but I never did the Club 367.
Which same building, predecessor was the Animal House, and man, that was some parties.
It's a good stage.
What huge stage.
Yeah.
I mean, too big. It was great. Like we played with a band with a guy was driving a Harley around on stage. We had a video like when you played like a really big show, like the Hurricane Andrew benefit. Old Dennis here played that one, right? Cottonmouth.
Yes, I did, Pigpen.
That was just AI answering me. That wasn't even real. Just so you know. You play something like that, like they sold 700 tickets to it, so there are like 600 people there. It was great. That room was great. But when you play a room like that to 30 people,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't even fill the dance floor. It doesn't even come close. And my band was playing to that kind of a crowd at this place, and so I invited the entire crowd on stage, and we had a video of that. We used to love. It was so much fun because almost the whole crowd was on stage because the stage was that big.
Right.
Security was not happy, but there you go. Toxic Johnny, not Toxic Brew, Toxic Johnny. Pops, December 27th. All ages welcome with the Down Bads opening up. Playing first.
Yep.
They're going to play a nice hour set, 90-minute set.
Yeah,
something?
90 minutes.
About an hour or
Yeah,
so.
about an hour. Yep.
And then you guys are going to come on for 2
We're going to play 2 straight hours.
solid hours, no break,
No breaks.
no stopping.
Nope.
Everybody hit the head before.
There you go. Amen.
You boys are professionals, right? We've done this. So what other shows you got coming up? You want to tell us about?
Oh, there's Arizona Joe's this Saturday.
Arizona Joe's. Where is that?
Centralia.
All right.
Yeah.
Centralia. They had some strip clubs out there. That's about all I know about that.
See,
Oh, is there?
I made a mistake on that one. I had you guys at Charlac Pub.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought it was
Well,
That was the
that's-
Friday
but it got
before.
canceled.
That got canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So I wasn't
I guess
totally dumb.
Oh no, you weren't wrong. It was just a few weeks ago. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was
They messaged and said we're going to take this date off and
Kept the one in December though.
kept a couple other ones.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember that with everything I got going on, and I looked at the Facebook and saw that it was still on for Charlac, and I'm like, okay.
Oops.
And then I'm like, and then found out,
I
oh
have
yeah,
one
we
job.
are not playing. I'm like, oh. Okay.
yeah.
I
Sorry.
like playing that place. They've got a real responsive audience there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they-
Right.
Totally.
Super educated.
Yeah, I saw a thing on there earlier. They've been, I guess, celebrating over 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been open for a long time. I know Judy. She's great. Judy's great.
Yeah, and her
Don't go there and
husband.
suck.
Her husband told me you haven't played anywhere until you played Charlac Pub in St.
I met a
Louis.
lot of cool people there. A lot of cool people.
You referred to the audience as educated. It is the kind of place you don't want to don the stage if you're unsure of yourself.
That's right.
Some great musicians
Yes.
have stepped up on
Yep.
that particular
Yep.
stage. So,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that legendary Charlac's Pub, 25 years. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I think over 25 years is what I
Wow,
saw.
man.
That they was in 2020 with the COVID and stuff. It was hard for them guys to stay afloat, and then but they was able to because of certain situations, and then got through the pandemic, and then keeps on rolling and still doing great even now.
25 years. See, I'm barely 25 years old, so. Nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that.
Yeah, but I've known Judy for a while, and she's great. She's awesome. She's always
For real, yeah.
Yeah, so not at Charlac's Pub, though. Where are you again?
Arizona Joe's.
Arizona
Centralia.
Joe's, Centralia,
Yeah.
Illinois. What else you got coming up? What else is in Toxic Johnny's
Let's,
future?
we're going to be at Tucker's in Eldred on Friday, right after Thanksgiving. And then
Hold on,
we're
where's that? Tucker's in Eldred,
Eldred, Illinois.
Illinois. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right down
It's
toward the
it's
Illinois
ki-
River there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's all of a sudden that has become a real hot spot
Well,
for us.
so they serve food there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
I just passed that. Was driving down towards Hardin, and I saw the sign for Tucker's, and I told my wife as we passed it, I said, "Hey, my brother-in-law has some property in Eldred there," and I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, my brother-in-law Jamie said there's a great, like a guy who's really good cook that opened this place." And,
Tom,
and,
yep.
and I couldn't remember if it was. I saw the sign. I said, "I think it's Tucker's," and we were gonna go, and then I chickened out at the last minute because I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna drag her into some place that doesn't have any food. We're gonna go way out of the way." So now that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
You. So
now,
now
the one
next
night,
time
the
I'm there.
one afternoon we played a Sunday afternoon the first time, and we were supposed to play out on the outdoor stage, and he comes in, he goes, "I don't know if you guys want to play outside, you can," but it was like 100 jillion degrees,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
and so we
miserably
said. He goes, but you guys check the inside, and it's tiny, but it worked fine. We weren't too loud, you know. It turned into more gigs, and I'm kind of working on that club because he does have the outdoor stage. So you know, we'll play one more in January, and then move out and play some outdoor stuff.
Nice.
You know, that's one thing about that. Me and Justin been working quite a bit. Is we said, hey, let's get really aggressive on booking. Booking this band has been a cakewalk. It's been super aggressive. It's been super, you know, we're getting a lot of response, filling the schedule up, you know, and we'll probably play 100+ shows this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you're it's not all just in town or in.
No,
in the
we're
local
actually
area.
playing now. Dave wants to play more in the Missouri side, and
What's wrong with you, David?
but I do not know. I don't know the rooms in Missouri, you know. So I'm just like, well, you get names, I'm down. But our big thing now, man, is we've been up, going past like Jerseyville, and then you go up to like Rude House,
Yeah.
Naples, Jacksonville. We've started hitting that area and
Virginia.
just killing it. Just and we're trying to get like into the Springfield market.
Yeah.
Just because we're building such a solid base there,
Well, we need to get some more local stuff too. We need to play in Alton a little bit. We need to play, Wood River.
I mean,
You check out Hannibal. It's right up the river as you're heading up to Hannibal, Missouri. I can't remember the places, but man, back in the 90s, there was a bunch of cool places.
There was, yes,
Yeah.
there was.
There were some cool places to play there back at that time.
And there was Hannibal and then Quincy on the other side.
Yeah, Quincy, yep.
Yeah.
And now you, I don't know about it. I imagine you still have connections up north too.
Well, we just October we were in Minot again.
Yeah, Minot,
so
there you go.
yep,
South Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yep.
It's not even the best of the two Dakotas. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man. I've been playing there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it's always been, when you go up there, you think, oh, it's a small city, a small town. Where are you guys playing in Minot? That's in the middle of nowhere. But man, it's a huge city. Everything you want, you can drink, you can eat, you can shop. It's all there. It's not like, it's funny because we traveled this time, and I was talking to Justin. I'm like, okay, man, make sure we bring this and bring this and bring that. So we got all this stuff out in my front yard, and we had rented a little van, and we're loading it up, and then we're like, we ain't got enough room to put all this stuff in. You know what I'm saying? And then we're all up there, and we got a cooler that we said, okay, let's get a cooler. And we never used it, and we ended up just leaving it in a truck stop somewhere because we're like, we're not going to need it, And so I said, change of plans. When we go up this next year, we don't bring nothing. And then we'll just go shop. Whatever we need, we'll go buy, They got a Dollar Tree, got a Dollar General, got Walmart's, everything. I'm saying? Like, we'll just go buy it.
Are you sure they're going to have pretzel thins? Because I can't play without my pretzel
I think
thin.
they will. I think you're going to be okay.
No, that's one of those when you're trying to pack for a road trip and you're thinking about, I want to bring this, I want to bring that. You better think about gear first.
Yeah.
Because after the gear and the guys, there's not a lot of room. Everybody gets a backpack. That's about it, man.
It was funny going up there, man. We had stacks of stuff all the way up, man, right in the center, and it was food and it was drinks and it was like, I'm like, okay. And then me and him were talking. I said, man, you know what? Next time we don't have to bring nothing. We'll just shop for everything. I said, cancel that. Cancel that next thing.
Wait a minute. Do they have dispensaries in that state? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
maybe
sure.
I don't know. I can't say if I'm going to do all my shopping there. I got to find some
fits
stuff
in your
out
pocket.
That just fits in your pocket. I'm just saying, when it comes to packing, I know it's first on the list.
it's like we're
No
not
underwear.
We're not going to be totally unprepared.
I've been roped into 2 vacations in a couple years by my wife where she says, this state's legal. And we get there and it's like, medicinally, this does not help me. I will drive to California from Arizona, you understand, because this is my vacation. So day 1, road trip.
So you're playing up in Eldred at Tucker's Pub. Was that the Friday or Saturday?
That's a Friday.
Friday after.
And then after that,
Thanksgiving.
Saturday we'll be in Salem.
Yep.
Salem. Okay.
ABC Pub.
ABC Pub. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now you said this started out as an open mic thing. Did you guys all know each other, or did you meet at an open mic?
We all knew each other.
Okay.
And me and Brad had been playing together before that. you know, so for quite a while. And then we just were like, hey, we're going to do an open mic. And then it was kind of funny when it happened because we played, and then I think what was the song? It was Unskinny Bop, I think you said.
Yeah.
And we never played it, never rehearsed it. We just started playing it, and we said, that's it. This is our sound. We kind of knew what we were going to do. And then like I said, and we're not joking, is when we started rehearsing it, that was when we said, this is something. This isn't just, just kind of a cover band that's just going to kind of fly by the seat of their pants.
Right.
It's going to be something we can really, get down and get it right.
I know you put on a lot of open mics, and we talk on here quite a bit about open mics. If you're wanting to get out and get in a band, that's one of the best places to go because there's lots of guys who don't have a full band that show up at open mics, and the next thing you know, you got a group together, and that's why I asked the question.
Well, and then me and Brad like to do it because we both teach. and so we can bring the young ones in.
Right.
And that, I think there's nothing better than, especially like if we're playing like the old Harold Brewery and we're on the outdoor stage, on that big stage.
I've been telling him about that place. It's a nice stage.
Nice stage.
Setup.
Huge, man. Huge stage. And the thing that's nice about it, it really gives those kids a nice concert experience, so they're up on that stage, nothing that hooks people, especially kids. And if they do it well, they're like, oh, yeah, that's something I want to do, So.
I know you work at Swing City. Are you from Collinsville? Because that's right there in Collinsville.
No, it's Edwardsville.
Oh,
I'm in Edwardsville.
Edwardsville,
Yeah,
that's right.
That's where me and Brad both work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two swing cities. Original one's in
that's right, that's
Collinsville.
right.
Yep.
Auxiliary one in Edwardsville.
Yep.
Forgot about
exactly.
the Edwardsville one,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
The old Edwardsville Scythery.
Yeah, well,
In the 80s.
I got my strat in Collinsville. What can I say? Saved up all my graduation money.
Yeah,
I need to be quiet about that. I should have said I got it at Halpin Music, shouldn't I? I should have said that, Matt Van Voorhis talked me into it after selling me some insurance, right?
Thank you, John Hand, wherever you're at. Thanks to our sponsor, Halpin Music, by the way. And Matt Van Voorhis.
Okay, so you guys do play quite a bit all over the place. So what's different about the Pop Show on December 27th that, because you guys say you've been promoting this for a long time, you're really focused on this gig, and what makes this a different gig than your normal shows?
Well, for me, I think it's because you get to play on top notch production. Lighting's awesome. Stage, so you can kind of, put that concert, instead of just becoming a bar band that plays 3 1-hour sets and you got to make people dance, we can do whatever we want, really, I mean, if we feel like we want to do this in the set or whatever, we have that kind of that freedom,
right.
We're actually going to even throw, some original stuff in.
Nice.
We have been writing some music, so, I mean, and that's, new territory, of course, but we have, so we're going to try to, incorporate that in the show, and then just, I really call it, you're going to go from just different levels of hard rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So 80s will be, Motley Crue and, Guns N' Roses and, that hair band stuff. Then all of a sudden go into 90s and, whatever.
Got like Blink-182.
Blink-182, stuff like that. And then get into more of the modern stuff where then all of a sudden you're doing Drowning Pool and Limp Bizkit and,
Tool.
Rob Zombie, Tool, and that
Reckless.
kind of going that whole, that whole levels of because we always say when we book this thing, we always call it a hard rock party band.
There you go.
We don't try to do anything, no middle of the road stuff, nothing lame, it's all, we try to, the whole set is 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's at least that's what we want to kind of come across as.
Totally get what you're saying. So Pops is a big rock show for you guys,
Yeah.
right? You get
Yep.
to play, instead of playing sets, you get to play just a 2-hour thing.
2-hour
right?
show, just
And,
pull in with our gear and
you're not-
no PA, nothing like that.
You got a big stage there.
Yep.
You could probably fit Pigpen's entire crowd on that stage with
Well,
you.
there you go.
It was like
Twice.
it was like 4 people. He didn't say that part, but
Oh, and the other thing
their
is
4.5.
Their girlfriends were up
the
there.
sound up on that stage for
Yeah.
us is just awesome. I
It
mean,
is.
we can feel it. We can feel it
Yeah.
thump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like listening to a concert and playing at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
100% understand that for sure.
And
So let me see if I can sort of answer the question for you.
No, I didn't ask you the
I
question.
know,
You talk enough. I'm talking to Johnny.
But I feel like there was a lot of words said there. But I want
It's
to.
the 4 girls that were on stage with him. He's trying to get around here.
No, I got around all 4 of them eventually. They got around me. Anyway, no, let me ask you. So he asked the question, what's different about this compared to when you guys play other shows? And let me just ask you, basically, is it that this is more like a concert instead of a bar band?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna
kind
be
of
our
that's
approach.
kind of the answer I got.
I was
from
trying to
the
get
long
them
term.
to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Though.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I was just taking all the words he said and putting it down into one easy sentence
exactly.
there.
That's
The hardest
what it
thing
is.
is to keep him from not answering the questions I asked the band.
So let me ask Jimmy this, and I'll answer for you, Jimmy.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Do you think I'm a good-looking man? Of course you do. Of course you do.
For 25, yes. this.
Johnson, good job.
I mean, I'm 32. Look at me.
So I was going somewhere with that pig pen, but
But
you got to settle down. Sometimes I'm setting up a joke for you.
There's all kinds of
Because
questions I want to ask. Though.
You can go to Tucker's Pub and play, right? But you're practically standing in the crowd,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Whereas
much,
when you're
yeah.
at Pops, you're up on the stage,
Yep.
and you
Yep.
can see the door when the strippers come in. Now we're getting down to why you play Pops.
305. They
What
cut off
other
at
bar
3.
can you play
No, they're
where
on
strippers
stage
may
with
show
us.
up all of a sudden?
May that they're going to show up at 3:05 when they get. But that's the only way to tell time in Pops. There's no windows.
See?
There's no clocks.
This is the setup I was giving him.
That's why I'm saying the joke. You can lead a horse
There.
to beer, but you
No.
can't make him drink.
But what I'm talking about is at Pops, you're up on stage, right?
Right.
And a lot of places you guys play, they're smaller venues. They're, you're right intimate with the crowd. You might be thinking, we're going to play this song next, and then someone comes up and says, hey, can you guys play this?
Right.
So you're kind of more into, pleasing the crowd in those bars. And
Right.
whereas up on Pops, that's a little tougher to do.
Yeah.
A little tougher.
Well, and like you said, though, that's a rush for us because we do haul
Right.
150 plus songs, and it's so nice because all we do is we just put a little binder out on this crowd. We say, hey, just pick out the songs, man.
There you go.
And it's so fun when they just start yelling it and we just start playing.
Yeah.
It's
Because
just so killer to do that.
You're doing like 4 hours then, though, right? In a situation like that, 3 to 4 hours, as opposed
Yeah.
to just condensing like a Toxic Johnny concert down to 2 hours.
That's exactly
right?
it. Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's-
making the impact. And I always find when you're doing, that's kind of one of our goals this year too, is playing the next level of stages.
Right.
Getting onto bigger stages. So playing maybe more like homecoming carnivals, that kind of thing. Maybe playing like Party at the Beach in Pontoon. I'm working on that
There you
right
go.
now. But those kind of, that next level of shows, that's exactly where I want to go.
Yeah.
If Mayor Mike Pagano is listening, he just said it. They want to play the Party at the Beach. buddy.
Right, exactly.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Pretty please.
Yes.
Sugar on top.
See? Come on, Mayor Mike.
Well, they got those the acoustics in the park that they do leading up to that. So you might want to go down there during the acoustics in the park and kind of mill around and find out more about Party
Right.
at the Beach because they're all the same people.
Right.
And,
well, what we were going to do is, because like I said, we're looking at that next level. And so that was one of the things I was going to do is make phone calls and invite them to Pops. Say, hey,
There you go.
we are going to give you tickets. Why don't you come down, check out what we're doing, and that's the best place to see what we do at that level. You know what I'm
Listen up,
saying?
kids.
You want me to give you a hint on getting onto a bigger stage? I believe the folks that run the mill like to do tribute bands.
Yeah.
And so I've known a few people who kind of put tribute bands together just to get and got shows there.
Right.
It might be something you might think about.
You don't have to pick a band anymore either.
You
You
pick a
can just do
style.
like 80s.
Yeah.
80s tribute.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We do only songs that Courtney Love was on.
I'll tell you something else you mentioned earlier.
Did you say songs or dudes?
I'm a song, bro.
That song was just a shotgun blast.
And she is a whole. It's her band.
So earlier you were talking about, hey, give me some venue names and we'll find them and we'll book them. Well, that's what we do at cottonmouth.org. We got a whole list of venues, a whole list of other bands, a whole list of, what's going on around the river bend. So if a band's out there looking for venues, looking for different places to play, very simple. Just log on to cottonmouth.org. Go down the list.
There you go.
Pick and choose. And by looking at our main list, which is the one we talk about on air, you can cancel out the ones that's not us. This one might be us, but that one's not us. That's a 3-hour acoustic set at a winery. That ain't working.
But
Right.
Deutz
But-
Village Inn, they're probably
Right.
going to love you down there.
They're
Deutz
gonna love
Village
you
Inn.
right there.
We are
Yeah.
booked
we have
there
dates
next
now,
year,
so-
actually.
As you should be.
Four,
Yeah.
4 dates. So.
They dance on the table there.
Yes.
That is a rocking place.
And so that was a segue for me to go announce some gigs that some people have sent us, like the Buzz Tones playing at the VFW on Friday night in Alton, the Truckers at Fast Eddie's from 7 to 11, the Doppelganger going to fire it up at Baker's and Hale from 7 to 11, and BC Homegrown back to their hometown in Bethalto doing Locke's Brick House from 7 to 10. That's a band that'll break down to an acoustic and then book a full show with their full bands. We see that a lot. Backyard Blues Band going to get back together and do the Moose in Wood River, and Jay Hollinger up at George's Pub and Grill in Jerseyville. Rock Bottom going to be playing backstage in Edwardsville on Friday night. And the Wildies doing a tribute to Eric Clapton. You talked about tribute bands. You better have it together if you're going to tribute Eric Clapton. I'm just saying. Of course, if you're getting in the Wildie, you probably got it together. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're playing the Wildie, you probably already know what you're doing. You got Al Canal booking you up there already. But yeah, I mean, if you're playing some slow hand there, man, that's the man covers some ground.
Yeah, so that's the basic area right there. But the list goes further into Edwardsville. We got the scruffy looking Nerf herder doing a place that I've just started seeing in Holiday Shores called the Shoreline Bar and Lake Supply from 7 to 10, and then quite a bit more. Used to be. I noticed the Rustic and Warden is doing a lot of stuff now. Instant Replay going to be up there, and going further out, we got to mention Grand Band doing Canton Inn and Hillsboro. But look, Pigpen, I'm trying to get down the list to one of your favorite bands that's firing it up over in St. Charles on Friday night.
All right. Well, oh, wow. Okay, I see it
go.
now.
He's excited.
That's
right.
Man, I am happy to see those guys playing again. They went years without playing.
They did. So they're playing with Thought Realm at St. Andrew's Cinema and Event Center in St. Charles.
Okay.
Right?
Interesting venue.
You talked about bigger venues over on the Missouri side. The Old Rock House is a place you might want to check into. Red, White, and Floyd playing there.
Oh, nice.
On Friday night. And I've heard the Old Rock House, I don't know if this is true. You have to talk to those folks. They really support local music, and when a national act comes into town, they actually give tickets out to bands so they can come see the national act. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, you probably want to get in the Old Rock House.
Old Rock House. Good for Red, White, and Floyd getting in there, too.
That takes us to Saturday, Pigpen, and as soon as I look down, I get choked up every time. We haven't got to this yet. A little later in the show, but definitely a tough one for us to deal with. Pigpen, you want to do the honors?
Man, I almost let it bury in my mind. We lost a great one this week, man. Andrew Bensman, the oldest of the Bensman brothers, and the Bensmans, man, just a force to be reckoned with musically around here. Andrew, the oldest of the Bensmans, a member of Cricket and the Grilled Avocados, and I mean, this guy's jammed with everybody. He passed away of a heart attack a few days back. Man, I'm talking Andrew. He's a tough dude. He beat throat cancer 20 years ago.
I know why you're calling him Andrew
because I looked at it's Andy Bensman. It's Andy. It's Andy Bensman. Oh man. And every time Jeff Bensman sits here, we talk about how much better Andy is than he is.
He was our favorite Bensman until we found out about Mercedes Bensman.
Well, but yeah, big loss there. However, there's a visitation for him at the Elias Kalalala Sharaf funeral home. It's a lot of vowels, man. It's out in Godfrey. Visitation is at 10 a.m. for Andy Bensman. Again, man, seems like we do this more. Over the 10 years we've been doing this show, every year we get more of these that we're doing.
Yeah. The legendary Bud Schultz passed away this past week as well. He's the Dixieland guy from around town, a teacher, and he was getting up there, but still a big loss, another one in the community. So there you go, man. We're through it.
Yeah,
we made it.
Tough.
I noticed the Psychedelic Symphony, though, is playing down at the conservatory.
Oh, right
on Saturday night, and that may be a little bit of an after funeral thing because Jumpin' Johnny.
He was a member of Cricket and the Grilled Avocados for years with Andy Bensman. So yeah, that's probably a little celebration of life going on afterwards there.
And if it isn't, we just made it that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're talking to Toxic Johnny, who plays on December 27th at Pops in a concert form. You may have seen these guys around town in a smaller bar or something like that, but have you seen them on the big stage at Pops?
Well, and like you had brought up the production.
Right. Actually, he brought up the production, but yeah, we all know about the production.
For a band, when you're playing at a small place and it's you got monitors that are maybe just vocals and you're kind of setting it kind of like you do a jam, like a room or whatever. It's a little different than when you're on a big stage and everything's coming back through the monitors and you've got the bass and the drums pumping at you, and it sounds a little more slick. That way, where it's been run through the compression, it's been run through EQ, it's been fed back in this very palatable way, which I always believe, as like when we run sound for bands, one of our biggest goals is get the monitors right, make sure everybody is 100% happy, because if the band's happy with the sound, they're thinking about playing. They're not thinking about what is wrong here, man. I wish that was fixed. Once you're completely comfortable, you get to let go. Yeah. And it's easier to do that, I believe. Maybe not for every band. So if you're not used to dealing with a big PA, you probably don't know what to ask for in your monitor. So then when you get up there, you're like, oh, I can't hear it. But if you've done this, you've been on the road many years. It's just a much slicker sound, and it gets you to you get the perfect sound coming at you where you get to relax. You're not going, hey man, I can't hear the bass so much, So that's got to be exciting for you. You also brought up the light show now, and you said that you have, as the headliner of this as a concert, it gives you control over it. What have you got planned special? Anything you can tell us that you've got planned special to make this show pop at Pops?
Well, I don't know if we have anything really special yet, but we've been talking about
Full Monty. Just say it, Full Monty.
But we have been talking about different things we want to do, and we talk about how we're going to make the song list and how we're going to drive the whole show and everything like that. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we played that. If you remember, we were invited to play with that Motley 2 from L.A., and that's how this all started. And it was a great show. Wasn't tons of people, but it was still it was a great show. I thought it was a great show.
I mean, we brought like 70 people
Nice.
to that show, and that is kind of another thing that makes like these shows a bit different. It's more than just like you go and play at a bar. Yeah, it's some people or whoever, but it's like that. It's that town's people, as opposed to like these shows. It's like pretty much not everyone you invited out, but there's a lot of people from everywhere that come to see you.
Well, and it's a situation where you're not background music to dinner.
Yeah.
You're not. Oh, some friends there's a bachelor party, and every now and again they stop giggling and being woo girls and looking up at you. Woo. Anyway, so, you are sort of the focus. This is a concert. What's happening on stage is the main thing happening until the strippers show up. So
it's right.
Which is super cool for the band, but you know what? The audience gets a chance to see a band they may be following around get up on a big stage and do a concert, man. That's also a big part of this. Like you said, you brought 70 people to that show. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And they were probably intermingled from these other shows, and but to get them all together, the people that really support Toxic Johnny and put on a show on a big stage, that's big for the audience too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get excited when you see one of your favorite bands.
And I always find it opens the door for other things.
For sure.
Somebody goes, oh man, saw a concert and they were awesome, and next they're saying, hey, you guys ought to play at the Blues opening concert or at the Cardinals, and that's what I want to do. That's where I want to go to that next level.
Right on. Well, so you brought up that you're doing originals now too.
Yeah.
Because the last time we had you on, I don't believe you had really delved into that portion of it.
Yeah, not really.
So you're gonna bust some of those out at Pops, you're saying?
Oh yes.
Excellent. Is that going to be the first time is that going to be debuting the shows or the songs?
In the concert setup, yes, but we have thrown it out once in a while, you know, just to
Like at open mics.
Like open mics, yeah.
Or if
Yeah.
it's upon request, like someone that we know is be like, hey, can you do that original song? It's pretty cool, and we just do it.
Right. Nice. Okay. Any plans to do any recording?
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of a natural progress of
Yeah, it
life
is.
once you start
Yeah.
writing songs. If you don't
Yep.
hate each other once the songs are wrote
Yep.
and explode,
Yep.
implode, either one, the next phase is usually recording. So you have a picture of this piece of time that you've
Right.
spent together.
We talked about doing a recording of just all chick songs.
We did.
Covers of chick songs.
Yeah, we did say that. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
but baby chickens all the way around. So
I
there-
would say
that's
if we got
exciting.
more, if we'd have like 4 or 5, maybe 6 originals, I'd say yeah, that would definitely be something to consider for sure.
Well, in the old days, it was sort of like that. If you have to have 10 songs, you got to have 10 songs is a minimum for a record.
Yep.
Unless, you got really long songs. But
That's changed.
it's all different now. It's all singles, man. It's all just make
It's
a
true,
song,
one song and then throw it out there. Yeah.
And you just put it out. You don't have to have a full album anymore, or even an EP.
We
And
see-
even
we
bands
see-
bands who have full albums just do a song at a time, because that's the nature of the beast these days. Sort of sad.
Well, and you know what it reminds me of too is like Jelly Roll. I always tell man, I'm like, that dude is like the king right now, because when he releases something on country, then he's turning around and doing something totally different on the rock stations and the alternative. So he is running 2 hits each time.
Yeah.
So when there's a country hit, then he's got something over on the rock side. I think, man, that's crossover. That's gold.
Yeah.
And
And that's a guy. I've said to my friends for years, when you're writing songs or when you're playing a song, if you're trying to decide is this a good song, one simple question is, can you do it in any genre and still like it? Because it's a good song if you can do it reggae and you still like it, and do the countries, and that to me is a simple test for a good song. Now, a great song, does it still mean something in 100 years? People still care.
Yeah.
Because if you write a song that 100 years from now people like, you wrote the best song ever.
And I always remember like in the 80s, that was a big thing. If that 80s band crossed over,
Oh yeah.
then, and I remember what was it, Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar. They were playing that on rock stations, country stations, adult rock, pop stations, top 40. And I'm like, that's where it's at. You cross over,
It all started with Amy Grant. No, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. So and one other comment on what you said earlier. I'm going to flash back to something you said earlier, where you said we played Unskinny Bop and we didn't practice it. Just so you know, Poison didn't practice it either.
Yeah.
They just
well, yeah, it's probably true. That's probably true.
So you brought up a guy by the name of Doug Range over at Pops. That he's setting this whole thing up. Is he somebody a band should look up, or if they're interested in playing at Pops, or because I'd always heard Tony Willingham was doing some of that too from Beyond FM 24/7, right?
Yeah.
So and Doug Range, that name just sticks out to me for
Sounds
some reason.
familiar,
Is that the guy from Inner Outlines?
Yeah, he actually just left Inner Outlines.
I
Like
seen
recently.
that. I
They were
seen
supposed
their
to play there
Yeah.
at Pops this Saturday, but it's stuff happens.
Okay.
But he's a great guy, and they got great music, but it's just he's helped a lot.
Okay.
He's always been derriering at Pops for a while. And,
Right. See, I was putting that all together because I just seen the cancellation.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure Doug Range is Inner Outlines, but we interview so many people.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since we had Inner Outlines on.
I can't
And,
remember 5 minutes ago, let alone 5 years
right.
ago.
Right. So, yeah,
Welcome
that's
to
interesting
25.
news, man. Thanks for breaking the news there.
Yeah.
That's what we call what
So-
do we call it?
We call
something
it
special in radio, I guess.
we call this circling around. So the question posed is that a guy you want to get a hold of?
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Doug Range.
Doug Range.
There you go.
So, yeah, he's probably somebody you want to talk to if you want to
And
book yourself.
Of Bruce Hornsby in the range. A lot of people don't know that now.
And also Chris Coleman and
Okay.
Tony. Yeah. So.
And see, that's the other thing. Jimmy G has been doing this a long time. If you're a new young band, he helps new young bands. Tons of them, like the Down Bads, right?
Yeah.
Who we've had on.
Yeah.
So what you should do, if you're a young band looking to get in clubs, you go see Toxic Johnny. And when they take a break, you introduce yourself to Jimmy G. And stuff starts rolling from that point on.
And if you're out in the audience and you're going, I wonder which one's Jimmy G, he's the eye candy.
He is.
Well,
No, Dave, see, I can't.
and you guys asked at the beginning of the show how we met. That's how me and Jimmy met. He was running a show for an original band I'm in called Makeshift. That's how I met Jimmy.
Nice. Okay. You still in the band?
Yeah.
Makeshift. Tell us a little bit about Makeshift real quick.
Oh, it's an original band.
Playing out?
No, we haven't played for a while. We still practice. We get together, and but the guys are married, have kids, and
Sure.
I'm the oldest guy in the band. But we've got some shit on
Wait.
stuff on
There you are.
Spotify. Look up "Driving While Infatuated."
So, what was it? Makeshift?
Makeshift.
All original? For
All
the most part?
original, yeah.
Any recordings?
Yeah, out on Spotify.
Spotify, okay,
Yeah,
there you
there's
go.
an album out there called "Driving While Infatuated."
Okay, sorry. You said that, but at the same time,
Well, I wasn't clear.
Yeah, there was some something lingering in the air there that we had to let clear out. So there you go, Makeshift. Kids look that up. Everybody. What else we got going on? Anything else you want to talk about?
We do got stuff going on. We talked about it recently on a show. The Winter Bash is happening up at James Killian Park from 3 to 6, where there's a free Thanksgiving dinner for all you starving musicians out there.
Yep.
And you can meet AK, the Christian rapper, who's doing a really cool thing, man, bringing the community together and doing a show on his own. And you were going to help him out. Did you end up getting with him? And
I loaned him a stage.
I wanted to say it was very nice of you to reach out and help folks. What we do here, man.
I loaned him a stage, and I gave him a couple of things that I had that he was lacking on his PA that I thought would help that I didn't need anymore. So
I'm glad you said PA because
well,
when it comes from you, it's hard telling what you're giving people.
I gave him some things, so now he must see a doctor. And, look, I can't get STDs. I can only give. No, anyway. So anyway, the Winter Bash. AK, we had him on a couple weeks ago, and he's a young guy. He's got 5 hip hop artists and a free Thanksgiving dinner going on up at the James Killian Park at Salute.
And we're moving into Toys for Tots season, right? Lots of those benefits going to be
Absolutely.
happening, and there's one at the VFW on Saturday with the Trag Band, and it's the 10th annual Robert Sean Hilligoss Memorial Toys for Tots benefit with the Trag Band at the VFW. So help out the kids and go check out the Trag Band. Also going on Saturday, number 4 combo at Baker's and Hale, the Plastic Kings down at the Pump House in Wood River. That'd be a great place for a Toxic Johnny show.
Oh yeah,
Pump
they like
House,
it heavy
definitely.
down there.
Yeah.
They got a nice stage.
Also, another place in Wood River, the Refinery, which is pretty easy to get into.
Yeah.
The Refinery in Wood River. Flip the Frog down there, and that's our buddy Lynn from Halpin Music right there.
Absolutely.
Halpin Music Company, who's kept the show in the air now for going on 10, Pigman, in May.
Double
Next May.
digits, baby.
Already, man. We're here. Moondog. That's Spilly Nelson's buddy. A lot of people are Spilly Nelson's buddies. Sparky's in South Roxana doing a 2 to 6 slot in City Heat at Sunny's Main Street in Brighton, which is one we're seeing pop up from time to time now. So, that's a newer venue that's probably looking for different bands, and that might be a place that Toxic Johnny might want to check out there in Brighton. Jason McAtee Trio, anytime Jason McAtee's involved, it's going to be awesome. 3 to 7 at the Grafton Winery, and Bob Gild is doing the Aries Winery on Saturday, and Carrie Lee up at a place that I just found out about, Abigail's Tap Room in Grafton. And so there you go. There's this group called Enjoy Grafton, and they're tapping into the Experience Live Music Row thing, Pigpen. They're starting to post everything that's going on in Grafton, so you might want to check out Enjoy Grafton on Facebook. Speaking of Spilly Nelson, they've been playing this place that I'm just starting to find out about, Route 66 Kickstand in Grant. That's a biker bar.
It sure sounds like a biker bar.
That's a Toxic Johnny location right there. And that's in Granite. So not too far away. So we hope to see you guys at the Route 66 kickstand in Granite City.
Here's a good one just down from that, man. Right in my wheelhouse, Wishbone Ash at the Wildy Theater. Whew, those guys are pretty psychedelic.
I'm more into what's going to be happening across the parking lot there. I love bacon. Bacon is tasty. And
bacon and potato chips, white girl's diet.
That's a band name, actually. At the backstage in Edwardsville on Saturday. So there you go.
Don't like bacon,
right?
Vegans, that's it.
They got a Steely Dan tribute at Miners Theater in Collinsville. You got to be on it to do a Steely Dan tribute too.
Oh yeah.
And Versatile up at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey on Saturday, and Mama's Pride is getting it together on Saturday as well.
Danny Liston called me 2-3 days back and apologized because we were trying to work it out to get them in before this show.
We knew what was going on.
I told him, I said, dude, I know how it is. When you guys book a show, you practice on Thursdays. It's always that way. And, you know, I mean, they got guys from the band who live in Nashville. I mean, they're only in town for a few weeks, but he has agreed to come in probably right after Christmas or whatever. And doesn't have a show with Mama's Pride, but we're going to discuss his album.
Okay, sounds good.
Which was a great album, I understand. Right?
You see our buddy Tracy Inman starting to branch out, heading down to St. Genevieve, Missouri, and he's up for a Grammy. What do you think of that?
Dude, he told me the last time I talked to him on the phone, I said, man, can you believe you're being considered for a Grammy nomination? He goes, oh, it won't go any farther than this. I'm just happy that I was considered.
Right.
He goes, I made it through the first round, and I couldn't believe I made it through that.
Still one of the craziest things we've seen happen since we've been doing this show. When he first came in, he had this song on Facebook, and we're like, that's cool, dude, recorded a song. Next thing, he comes in, he tells us, hey, I got a hold of this studio down in Nashville, and all I did was had some words on paper, and now I got a record, and now I'm up for a Grammy. I'm not kidding. That's exactly how it happened. Did not have a band.
Couldn't play guitar.
Right.
Couldn't play an instrument.
Play a few chords, he said.
He sung his lyrics over the phone to a producer and ended up with a Grammy nomination. And he ended that. The producer got musicians put the song together for him. He went down and sang it.
Yep.
And
A-OK is the name of the studio.
And he really, the interview with him, the second interview with him, is a great insight to any songwriters who really want to make it on what steps to take. Because it's a business, believe it or not. I mean, as much as it's writing songs is just all fun and, you know, for dancing and everything, if you're looking to get somewhere with it, he's now on the, what's the jukeboxes that are...
Right. He figured out how to get on
this guy,
jukeboxes that are in bars.
He learned to play guitar in the past year. I mean, literally, this guy,
crazy,
he was just a guy who figured out how to make it, man.
Fun time. Well, we're up against the clock, Pigpen.
Shoot,
we want to remind everybody that December 27th at Pops, check out Toxic Johnny and the Down Bads. You can find Toxic Johnny on Facebook. Any other places we can find you guys? You can go to popsrocks.com and get your tickets.
Just come see us at our shows. That's where to find us.
Yep, and you can find all their shows on cottonmouth.org. And we're not going to be on next week because it's Thanksgiving, but the day before Thanksgiving is happening as usual. And here's an entire page of shows on a Wednesday night because that's the night to play. Are you guys playing on Thanksgiving Eve?
We are not.
Okay, well, you know. Anyhow, real quick, Porch Cafe at Roper's Regal Beagle on that Wednesday. Flip the Frog at the Sunset Grill in Grafton. You find these bars that don't even book bands start doing it on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. Leadfoot at Baker's in Hale. Billy Nelson at Chico's in Wood River. That's what it's called again.
Wow.
Retro Nerds at the Pump House in Wood River. And Scott Marlin at Big Daddy's. You got the Danny Callagher at and Magic Man, the Heart Tribute at the Wild E. And the list goes on and on and on as we are up against the clock and need to get out of here, Pigpen.
Yeah, hey, thanks to Toxic Johnny. Thanks, guys, for coming down. Best
you.
of luck
Thank
at
you
the
for having
show.
us.
The show again, December 27th at Pops. Everybody get out and see that show. A big thanks to our sponsors, Halpin Music Company, Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Thanks to everybody for listening, and everybody get out and support local music and art.